I got blessings falling on me. I got weapons, need no army. Stat like Tetris, you don't know me. Stat my fatty, you don't know me. Okay, hey now, it's a new playground. So many bags on me, you would've thought I was spray ground. Now they know I don't play around. I can hear what you're saying now. I just doubled up my flight miles. West Coast, know they ain't in town. I get rich, watch, then I get a sick watch. Watch me hit the top, I might make a TikTok. Left hand, right hand. Catch the latest trend, I might double up my net worth. I've been going up, now I see the top going down. If you didn't know, now I know you know now. Best cause he could go on top, you not really top. You keep saying top, well I guess they let the top down. I've been going up, now I see the top going down. If you didn't know, now I know you know now. Best cause he could go on top, you not really top. You keep saying top, well I guess they let the top down. Made a wish, now I'm here now. It's for real now. I got everything I wanted and it's jumping like for real now. Out the mud, just an upstate boy now. I'm living like for real now. Ain't nothing, just an action with some muscle. Stay fit for days. I just blame it on the lights on my skin. I promise I'm no trouble. I'm from cash inside the duffel. Not safe inside the rustle. I get fly, you be crutching on this side that ain't fly. On the LA, I scoop the cat and see it fast when I slide. Burning rubber, they gon' tax me for the tights. It's alright. On my lonely, I just started that new iron and yeah. This is not a trend. Tattoos on my skin. I'm my daddy's twin. I'm a businessman, just like Jigga said. Pennies to an end. I've been going up, now I see the top going down. If you didn't know, now I know you know now. Best cause he could go on top, you not really top. You keep saying top, well let's let the top down. I've been going up, now I see the top going down. If you didn't know, now you know now. Best cause he could go on top, you not really top. You keep saying top, well I guess they let the top down. I get to it first, I got you mad. I get it when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I got you mad. I get it when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. I get to it out the road. Different incomes now way. Living life on a one way. I knew this would happen someday. You can ask my day one day. Cloudy days turn to sun rays. Only way to wait on my function. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I gotta get to it last. Never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. Different summer, different car keys. I'm for the party, like buy it like a Harley. Totally doing so gnarly. God got me, can't harm me. I got armor and an army. Battle scars that are smartly. Just forever like a Sharpie. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I do it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. 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 Never going.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Jaymes Howell's Chiefs Talk. My name is Jaymes Howell, and to my left, my legendary, or to the right, or whatever way, this way, my legendary co-host, Chase Riley. How you doing, buddy?
As good as I can be, sir. So it's Tuesday, man. Can't ask for
It's
much more.
Tuesday, it's rainy, it's gloomy, but we get to brighten up everyone's day this afternoon or this evening and talk about some Chiefs football. I'm super, super excited to get on here tonight. We got a bunch of stuff going on. Even though it is the off season, there's still a ton going on. Real quick, is Josh in here?
Joshua Elliott.
Joshua Elliott. Can I get a
I
tech
don't.
check? Yes, sir. What's up, buddy? How you doing? We're looking and sounding all right tonight. It's real rainy out here right now, and so we've been having some connection issues.
Some technical difficulties.
As always, every week, it seems like we got something coming up.
That's all right.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, real quick, if you haven't already, go make sure that you follow us. I'm at Jaymes Howell 1. My buddy Chase here is at CR Media 1988. You can find us on all major social media networks. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, all those good things. Make sure you go follow. If you're enjoying the Chiefs content, just this. Look, guys, this is just a spot for us to all come hang out and just talk about what's going on in the world of Chiefs Kingdom. And so Chase sounds choppy though. Starcade Sports. Hey, look, special shout out to Starcade Sports for letting us stream on their page. Noah is I've worked with Noah. James is a little choppy. Chase seems fine to me. I guess we're just gonna have to, maybe work through it. Mama Bear in the house. I see you. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Yeah, special shout out to Starcade Sports and Starcade Media for letting us get on here, get on their page, and stream from their page and provide some content for Starcade Sports. Appreciate that. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. That almost sounds like a perfect opportunity to go ahead and plug just real quick. The Starcade Media sponsor is Royal Contracting Solutions. We got a message from them.
Hey everybody, this is Mr. Pay-Per-View, Rob Van Dam. And whether it's shingles or solar panels, Royal Contracting Solutions is the whole roofing show. Oh, and if you have any number of exterior needs, I know who I trust, Royal Contracting Solutions.
Family-owned roofing and contracting solutions to fit your very needs. And the #1 roofing contractors in the Kansas City metro area. Just call 816-540-7057 or visit royalcontractingkc.com.
Good old Rob Van Dam.
That might have been my favorite part of the show so far. So, like I said, Mr. Monday Night, Mr. 420, the whole effing show. Rob Van Dam. Definitely go check out Royal Contracting Solutions. My guy, Austin Watterson, I have a little bit of experience with him. He's very active in the Raymore area. When I was at State Farm in Raymore, Austin and his whole team do a phenomenal job. So, and with all this rain, this is a perfect time. Give Austin a phone call. Austin, one of Austin's team members will come to your house, check your roof, make sure that you're good to go. If not, they will make a phenomenal recommendation and get you all taken care of. So definitely go check out our guys over there at Royal Contracting Solutions. So,
Absolutely, 100%. Real quick, Mark Murray, I seen you jumping in here. I appreciate you coming back, hanging out with us. That's freaking awesome. We love it. Austin is the best. Yeah. I mean, Chase said it. He couldn't have said it better myself. You know what I'm saying? He hit the nail right on the head. Those guys are absolutely going to get taken care of. So, just go check them out. Like he said, it's raining outside. You got a leak. You got something going on. They'll get you taken care of. One more thing before we get into the show, get into it. We are having a little bit of a giveaway that, and to anyone wondering, it is not a scam. Like it is, we are actually giving this away. And I got it right here in person. I can show you the pictures. All day long. Boom, 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 boom. I've got it right here in person. Here they are. We're actually giving these away. I know it sounds too good to be true, but not. All you have to do is just participate with us. You get free entries. Now there is a way to earn entries exponentially faster. A lot faster. Chase, go ahead and tell them how they can do that.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be with Super Draft Pro. What is Super Draft Pro, you ask? Well, I'm glad you did ask. So Super Draft Pro is going to be the future of fantasy sports, daily fantasy sports. A big issue with daily fantasy sports is you're constantly paying, day to day, $1, $2, $5, $20, $100 to play daily fantasy sports. Super Draft Pro, you have a membership tier that starts out with beginner, advanced, and then premium. And those memberships that we have for you will, depending on your membership, will depend on how many games you get to play. So instead of, paying $100 to play a game, you pay $100 and you could play up to 500 to 600 games a month. So just various different ones. It's phenomenal. I'm still playing it. They're integrating a lot of different sports into there now. I know DK and FanDuel are the big ones right now, but Super Draft Pro is getting up there. So, and the cool thing is with Jaymes Howell's Chiefs Talk, guys, you guys could join, and we as a group could do daily fantasy sports every week. So even in the off season with no Chiefs games right now, no NFL games, we've got the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs right now. We could bet on we could do daily fantasy sports.
Yeah, basketball is on fire right now in Super Draft Pro. I won $15 off of it last night.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know. All my days are kind of running together. Hey, Connie Bryant, appreciate you. See you share it. Ray Craven, yo, let's go. Nice to see you in here once again. To the point of Super Draft Pro, man, it's just a lot of fun. Backed by Caesars Entertainment. That's Caesars. The one we all know from Vegas, the casinos. It's backed by Caesars Entertainment. I did go ahead and drop that link right into the chat box. So if you are interested, they have, like you said, basketball and hockey and and football when it comes back around, baseball, all these major sports. A lot of fun, and you get more for your buck when you sign up for that $20. Now, how does that relate to entries into this free giveaway for this Rashad Fitton? Well, that's a good question. You spend $20, it's a $19.99 membership, you get 20 in simple. Now, it's always completely free. All you have to do is participate with us, and you can get entries into this drawing for free. Not a problem. But if you spend the $20, you get 20 entries. You spend the $50 to get a dollar membership, you get 50 entries. You spend the $99.99 to get that $100, that big boy membership. We're going to go ahead and throw an extra 20 entries on top of it. You'll give you a total of 100 entries. It's that simple to get these entries entries into these, and if you don't like it, if you want to go sign up for the $20 entry, and you don't end up liking, cancel. I don't give a shit, but I just want you to try because I'm willing to bet that you're gonna like it.
Absolutely.
My man. Good. Big news. Not really Chiefs related, but it does kind of involve Arrowhead Stadium. Arrowhead Stadium has been named as a finalist for the World Cup.
We want the World Cup. I think that's awesome.
I think it's phenomenal. It would be phenomenal for the city. My thing is if we can't host. Okay, so we kind of talked about like Arrowhead maybe moving to Kansas, right? And one of the biggest reasons is because we don't have the ability to host a Super Bowl. Like there's no big hotels, for like lodging. Tyreek Hill is a Dolphin. Move on. No, there's just not any rooms. So like, how can we not host a Super Bowl, but yet we're finals to host the World Cup? I don't understand this.
Well, I think that's a good question. I mean, it's a good point to bring up, but I think that it's a move in the right direction to I think it's a move in the right direction for Kansas City to keep putting bids in. So if Kansas City, Arrowhead, Arrowhead Children's Mercy Park, wherever these events may be held,
yeah,
as long as Kansas City is being told no, and they're saying, hey, this is the reason why. There's not enough of this. There's not enough of this. We'd like to see you renovate this. We'd like to see you renovate that. We'd like to see this or that. Then it gives Kansas City an idea, and Kansas City can move forward in making those adjustments to make sure that the Super Bowl, NFL drafts, World Cups, other championship caliber things are coming to Kansas City and building up the area.
Maybe even more professional sports. Maybe even NBA team, or an NHL team or something. It opens the door. Yeah, I mean, it opens the door for more possibilities, and we're growing, we're expanding, and we're seeing what needs to be done to make things like this happen. Just the experience alone is valuable. Donnie Ray says, give us the World Cup, man. I'm down for it. Of course, Noah, he's got to go against the grass every step of the way. And,
absolutely.
He doesn't want the World Cup, and that's okay. I'd like to hear his reasonings on why. I love his reference, right?
He says soccer and baseball need to leave KC. Don't bring more in.
I'll get out of here. Just kidding, but that's what I hear when we make a Tyreek Hill article shared in the Chiefs group, and I see it all the time, man. That was a reference to, he was like, Tyreek Hill is a Dolphin, move on. Man, I see that shit all the time. I thought that was kind of funny that he put that in there. How is this relevant? Yeah.
In the wrestling business, we call what Noah is doing right now being a heel. He is definitely playing to his heel persona right now. So
100%. 100%. What's he say? He says soccer and baseball need to leave KC. Don't bring more in.
Ouch.
Baseball is not going anywhere, my man. I'm not a big baseball fan. It's not very exciting to me. But man, there's just so many that there's the roots are rich. They're dug in deep here in Kansas City, especially with the Monarchs. And I think really for the baseball thing, we need. Man, this is a whole nother can of worms, man. But I think baseball needs a salary cap, and like allow these low market teams to actually be competitive, these small market teams to be competitive. But this is not what we're talking about on this show. What'd he say?
Correct.
I took it off there.
He was
a bad guy for you wrestling noobs.
That's right.
Hey, Josh, I almost take offense to that. Oh man. All right, I guess we are on a Chiefs show. So Arrowhead is the finalist for the World Cup. That's great news. I know some people don't think so. Jadeveon Clowney was it was speculated that the Chiefs would have interest in him. And I heard that they gave him a 2-year offer for like $14 million.
And he turned it down.
He chose to go back to Cleveland for $11 million, 1 year, 1 year, $11 million. So he's getting more money, and and that's kind of what it's about for a guy like Jadeveon Clowney. He's elite talent, but he's kind of a journeyman at the same time. So for a guy like that, it's about the money.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of unfortunate. That sucks. I still think that we could use a little bit of depth as far as like defensive end, pass rusher. Not that this is a depth guy, but George Karlaftis could be. Let's see. What did he say? The NWO did make me a wrestling fan, so I was brought up being a heel and blame Hogan, Hall, and Nash for my behavior.
I like it. Baseball was popular when the only other option for an outdoor activity was kick the can. Ouch. Ouch.
Ouch. Ouch. Baseball? You didn't play baseball growing up? Man, it was America's pastime, right? I was terrible.
We didn't play baseball.
I was terrible.
We didn't play baseball growing up. We were too busy slamming cookie sheets over our head and climbing up ladders and doing that stuff. So.
Oh, bro, we broke a table. We had a steel trash can. We sliced
the kid's arm open with that steel trash can. It was definitely not one of those gimmicked aluminum ones that you see on TV. Now the table, we didn't break the table. Brody, one of our friends, decided that he was going to kick the table to see how strong it was, and that son of a gun broke right in half. We borrowed that table from a church. Stitch and I did. So we were very upset when Brody broke that table and we couldn't take it back to the church. So
you could have.
Could have.
Hey, he says D Ford may be cut soon. I think he did get cut, didn't he?
Who wants him back?
I seen this on Facebook earlier, man. Do we need defensive end that bad? Baseball is past its time. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if the negative stigma that D Ford has, in Kansas City, it's only in Kansas. A player of his caliber would be a solid addition to the defensive end. Now, do I want D Ford back? No.
Nope.
No.
I am A-okay with, D Ford having a career and blah, 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 and all that good stuff, but he can have that career somewhere else. So, And I don't care. I have gotten into argument after argument after argument with football fans, Chiefs fans, diehard Chiefs fans that have been like, you can't blame that AFC Championship on D Ford. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. The game's over. If D Ford knew where the line of scrimmage was, that game's over. Patrick Mahomes goes to 3 straight Super Bowls. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm just yeah.
Well,
Uh,
also, there was also a pretty nonsense roughing the passer ball in there as
well,
well. And if that
that's
doesn't happen, the game's over.
that's all knick-knack, paddywhacks, and give the dogs a bone. The game is over. I mean, it's done. The Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl if
Mhm.
if D Ford is not lined up offsides. And
The most
that's
basic
just
of
yeah.
things.
So I mean,
And
yeah.
it really it wasn't even really close. Like
Wish D Ford the best. Hope he has a great career. That's all fine and dandy. I don't care if he has made if he has become one of the most popular pass rushers in the NFL. I don't want him to put on another Chiefs jersey ever again, ever.
yeah, don't even buy one.
Yep.
Don't even buy one and put on.
Oh my
He
gosh.
says, I'd rather play with 10 on defense than have D Ford.
Defense. Yep. Yeah. No, I
That's a game my soul will never be forgiven. And that's how a lot of Chiefs fans feel, man.
yeah.
They just the
I
talent
fell to
level
my
is there for the guy, but it's just that you're not welcome here.
I fell to my knees watching that game, and I put my face, my arms and my face and my hands on the ground, literally on the verge of tears, because I was watching the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl, and then they come up and they talk about, and they said that he was offsides, and I was flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. Uh, you know,
Yeah,
I mean, Eric Berry would have gone to a Super Bowl. Like that's nuts to me. Like I mean, say what you want about Eric
yeah,
Berry, he was past his prime, whatever. But I mean, with the history with the lymphoma and how Kansas City stood behind Eric Berry would have gone to the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
That could have been the greatest comeback story of all time ever.
yeah, yeah. I
You
mean,
you capped that off with the Super Bowl.
side note, Eric Berry played like shit during that game, but regardless, I don't care. Like, Eric Berry would have gone to the Super Bowl, possibly won a Super Bowl ring. Like, you can't write that. I mean,
Yeah.
and because D 4 is a moron, he's an imbecile. That didn't happen. So sorry.
Yeah.
I yeah.
Legarius
Wish
Sneed's car gets shot up. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that. Um, I
So
I
there's
don't
not
know, man.
really much to it, other than the fact that the only thing that I think would really that Chiefs fans really, really care about is, his status. Like, is he going to be available to play? Is he going to get in trouble? Is he healthy? Stuff like that. Yes, he's healthy. No, he's not in trouble. Yes, he's still available to play. He just, I'm not sure what the story behind it. But it happened, and he didn't get charged with anything. They didn't find that he had any wrongdoings in the event, so he's in the clear. Starcade Sports, I thought my feet were in the beginning stages of frostbite and was fine with it when Charvarius picked that ball off. Then it's offsides, and I felt every bit of that call.
I was not at that game, but when talking about frostbite and being in the cold, I was at the year prior was the infamous uh, playoff game against Pittsburgh, where Pittsburgh didn't score a touchdown,
Yeah.
and we went for a 2 point conversion at the end of the game, and they called holding on I can't remember if it was Brandon Albert or if it might have been Donald Stevenson. Anyways, they called holding on an offensive tackle, and I was livid. So it was a
Yeah.
2 point conversion. They
And you
called
get
holding on it, or
and
and
once you kind
nullified
of
it.
lose hope, once you lose hope and that adrenaline that you have calms down,
Yep.
yeah, you feel every bit of it.
Yep.
I tell you, me and you, we went to that game, the Buffalo game. That was real cold, but that was such a great game. I didn't feel cold not one time throughout that whole game. You
Absolutely
know,
not.
I didn't feel. I wasn't bitter cold, but still. Apparently, the guys were sitting at another car and accidentally hit Snead's car. Very weird story. Yeah,
Extremely.
yeah.
So
I mean, go ahead.
I I don't want to spend too much time on this whole L'Jarius Sneed thing. Obviously there's nothing here with it. If they weren't after him and he was involved in the shooting at all, I am totally okay with that. Um, at the To back up on the Javion Clowney thing. Um,
Okay.
Obviously the Chiefs are hurting for pass rushers.
Right.
And you can tell that by the selections in the draft, where Frank Clark is on his contract, etc.
Sure.
Javion Clowney would have been a fantastic addition, because when Javion Clowney is healthy, he is a decent piece to have in that front seven, especially when it comes to rushing the passer, because that's what he does. Now, his last year with the Cleveland Browns, he had 9 sacks. And he had another 9 his last year with Houston, and 9.5 the year before that. Now, granted, he spent 2020, out for half the year. Didn't accumulate any
Right.
sacks that year, so obviously the asterisk next to Javion Clowney is if he is healthy. But
Mm-hmm.
for Chiefs fans that think that, oh well, we're not worried about that. That wasn't a missed opportunity. I would argue that that's wrong. That there was a missed opportunity there for the Chiefs to get Javion Clowney, um, because he would have been a pivotal piece to the offense or the defense.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, 100% right. Um, Yo, what's up?
Appreciate you coming through,
Ultimate
Greg.
sports stuff.
Appreciate you coming through, Greg.
No, it's absolutely a missed opportunity. He has the production to warrant the pay, and the Chiefs have the money to pay him. I couldn't believe that, he like we just basically, like, we're not going to pay him $11 million a year. That's not going to happen. But we could have offered him a little bit more and tried to get him in here. Finally catching you when it's not at the very end. Yeah, last week you came in like 30 seconds before we shut it down. But yeah, I do
Greg,
appreciate you coming in.
yeah, Greg seems to always catch me, like when I'm doing my wrestling stuff. He always seems to catch me like right at the 5 minute or 10 minute mark when I'm about to close out. So love it, love you showing up this time, Greg. Appreciate it, man.
All right, my man. we're in off season is in full swing, right? We just had the rookie mini camps and all that jazz. So I just kind of wanted to go over some off season dates because phase 3 of the off season program is about to begin. It starts on Wednesday, right, or tomorrow. Pardon me. So on May 25th and 26th, we have OTAs, voluntary OTAs. On the 31st through June 2nd, we have voluntary OTAs. And then on June 7th through the 10th, we have voluntary OTAs. This is no contact, no live contacts permitted. 7-on-7, 9-on-7, 11-on-11 drills, stuff like that. This is basically one of the first times that the team is going to get together as a team. So this is really exciting, especially with a lot of new pieces.
Absolutely.
We've got, a lot of new draft picks. And go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, no, I was just saying, absolutely. Like, this is very.
Sorry, guys.
So, anyways, very pivotal piece to those young rookies' growth, learning the playbook, learning the plays, getting in there, getting that camaraderie with the team. It's awesome for those, very, very pivotal for those rookies.
Sorry. I'm sorry. All right. After I can't even keep going, brother. All right, so then we get training camp. Training camp's gonna be a lot of fun. Down in St. Joe. Hey, man, are you gonna sell that house before before training camp or what?
Unfortunately, I think I am. I got my realtor coming next Wednesday to take pictures. So hopefully, hopefully we will. I mean, either way, I mean, I'll make the drive up here. So
yeah, you better take some of that money, set it back for a hotel room.
Yeah, heard that. It's only an hour and 15 minutes. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
No,
it's really not.
Not like we're going to St. Louis or something. So
yeah,
or
it'll be fun, man. We're gonna be down there. I'm gonna be taking a bunch of pictures, getting some footage. Trying to go live out there, and bringing training camp to you guys. That's the goal is go out there and bring training camp to you guys. Maybe I can get a live setup going and we can record it and have a good time, man. So that's exciting. That's right around the corner, right after OTAs. So the preseason schedule came out. You saw that?
I did, sir. I did.
So, there's not really much about as far as like the preseason itself. We could talk about who our opponents are, but they're just kind of meaningless games, right?
Of course.
My question is to you that has to do with the preseason. Preseason is so last year we went from 4 games to 3 games in the preseason. We added a regular season, and then we added a team in the playoffs. What's your, now that we did it for a year, what's your opinions on this? I come to the screen, but what did he say? I come back to the screen and Chase is chuckling with some comment on the screen. I'm like, oh, what did he say?
Don't worry, I'll come by and tell gruesome stories about what happened in that house so Chase doesn't sell it, so we have somewhere to stay and party.
Heard that. Heard
I'll
that.
tell you what, man. I I wasn't a huge fan of it at first. You know, I kind of liked the fourth preseason game to kind of see, kind of get a little bit of extra look at some of those, some of those preseason darlings. That we kind of rally behind. Jordy Fortston. You know, uh, all those guys throughout the history. That there always
Uh-huh.
seems to be that one guy in those preseason games that Chiefs fans just try to rally behind really well. So it's a missed opportunity there, but and I'm in the minority. I have been very public about saying that I will watch football no matter what is on. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's the USFL, if it's the XFL, college football. I'll watch high school football. It does not matter to me.
Oh, I heard Michael Vick is coming back to football, the fan controlled football.
Cool.
Did you hear that? Michael
I
Vick?
did. I did not hear
I
that.
thought that was kind of cool.
That is crazy. I think Johnny Manziel's in that one, isn't he? The fan controlled one.
Yeah, and To.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love watching football. I think it's a travesty that there's no football from, February to August. Um, you know, I want 17 preseason games, 3 regular season games, but maybe that's just me.
But
that way, nobody
taking that
loses.
heel roll a little far there.
A little too far. But I will say that I was glad that they did take one preseason game away after they tested it out. I'm a fan of it, and a fan of the 18th week. Like I said, maybe I'm in the minority, and I know that kind of seems contradictory about what I said about
Sure.
the preseason games, but
My thing
if
is,
you'd have asked me without seeing it, I would have said no, I'm not a fan. But since they did it and I saw it, I'm like, yeah, I like this. So
I kind of okay. So I'm kind of indifferent because I really do like. Of course, I love football, right? So I want to see more regular season games. I love the fact that they added a regular season game to the schedule. That's just more real competitive football for us to watch. That's a meaningful game. And so I like that. As far as the playoffs go, we saw some teams in last year's playoffs, like the Raiders, that just shouldn't have been there. They just squeaked in or whatever, and they really didn't even deserve to be there.
Pittsburgh.
So Pittsburgh. That's another one. Yeah. So I'd rather go back to the old system, the old way to do things, and take that extra team back out, give us 2 bye weeks, number 1 and number 2 seed gets by, and then go back to the old way we used to do things. Just because I want the playoffs, like in my opinion, the playoffs should be ultra competitive. These are supposed to be the best of the best, and when we get teams that are 9 and 8 and just squeaking in, that's not fun football. I don't want to see the Buffalo Bills go smack the shit, or the Kansas City Chiefs smack the shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We want to see that, but fans of the NFL, they don't want to see that. They want to see close, nail-biting games. You guys are crazy and ruining my 17 preseason game vibes.
I'm cool with I'm cool with 17 preseason games. I mean, if there's going to be 40 regular season games,
100%.
let's
But okay, so
start.
as far as the preseason games go, I really enjoy that fourth preseason game. And I think it's almost I thought it was I don't know, not beneficial. It was just not beneficial to get rid of it. I understand that they're trying to lessen injuries, but for some of these guys, and you mentioned like the preseason darlings, the Jody Fortsons, the Darius Fountains. This year, the talk's all about what's the guy's name from Clemson? The undrafted
The
guy
wide
with
receiver.
back issues. Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, Noah. What's his name? But yeah, he's the talk right now. And so we got these guys, and those guys are fun to watch. But some of these
Justin
other
Ross.
guys, Justin Ross, some of these other guys, they're trying to get a job.
Absolutely.
Whether it be in Kansas City or with a different team, it doesn't matter to me. I'm down with them having that extra opportunity to put plays on film, and they get that opportunity in that last preseason game when it's meaningless and teams basically know what their roster is going to look like. And they might tell some of these guys, hey, we don't have a spot for you on this team, but we're going to play you, so go show out. Go get you a spot on a different team. And that last game provides that opportunity for these young guys, these young cats, to be able to go show that they belong in this league someplace. And so I'm big on that, man. And we talked about it before the show, and one of my other reasonings was it's kind of like college football, man. There's just more effort put into it. It's not as clean as some of the starters. The plays aren't as clean. The routes aren't as clean. It's sloppy football. But man, they are trying. they are out there busting their ass. Chase trying to put these guys through the grinder.
CTE stands for Chase's Torture Entertainment. I like it.
40 games.
Yeah. 40 games. Why not? 17 preseason games. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. 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 Remember who started this?
Yeah, exactly. So as far as the Chiefs preseason games go, we're going to get a look at the Chicago Bears on August 13th. We're going to get a look at the Washington Commanders on August 20th. And then, of course, I feel like since the Rams left St. Louis, we have swapped for Green Bay. It's weird. I feel like we play Green Bay every single preseason.
Every season, yeah.
Yeah. And so
we played them twice last year, didn't we? We played them in the preseason and regular season.
I don't. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year, wasn't it?
I believe so. Well, that's super weird.
Yep. So, yeah, definitely going to be weird, but like I said, I think I'm kind of used to the whole 3 preseason games now. So,
yeah, I mean, what are we gonna do, man? I don't think that they're gonna revert.
yep.
They're not gonna revert back to the way things were, but we can sit here and talk about it and express frustration, and that's what this whole thing's about. So, George Kittle, right? He comes out and he says, Kelsey is extremely underpaid. He doesn't understand why. Especially, he has more production than 99% of the wide receivers out there. What's your thoughts about that?
I don't know if I'd say underpaid. Um, you know, Kelsey's current contract is a 5-year contract worth a total of $75 million. He
Mhm.
averages $15 million per year, with 40 of it 40 million guaranteed. Um, Kelsey's deal expires in 2026. He's going to get an average of 14 million per year. Um, Mark Andrews, who's probably the fourth, maybe third rated tight end in the NFL. He inked an extension in September worth an average of 14 million over the course of the next 4 seasons. His total
Mhm.
guarantees are 37.6 million. So I don't know, man.
Well, to your point, to the stats that you just read me, it sounds like okay. So this might not be a very popular take by a lot of people, but there's a lot of people that say that women basketball players in the WNBA don't get paid enough, right? Because they compare it
Right.
to men's basketball players who get paid astronomically more. Okay.
Of course.
When I always say to this, I always say it's about the market. You know, look at what the WNBA brings in revenue compared to what the NBA brings in revenue, and then you'll see why there's such a pay difference. And okay, so with the Travis Kelsey situation, it's kind of the same thing. It's about the market, and unlike the wide receiver market, the tight end market is not. He's not a wide receiver. He's a tight end. The tight end market has not blown up like the wide receiver market did. It's right there, and a lot of teams don't utilize the tight end position in the passing game. They're just an extra blocker, and that's a lot of the reason why.
Yeah.
So as far as the tight end mark, I think he's right. I think it's fair price of what he's getting paid at, and
I
I think
I,
he's
I
happy with it
will
because he just signed an extension.
I I think that I think I would argue it just a little bit. Because based off of the numbers that I provided, Kelsey is almost neck and neck with the third ranked tight end in the NFL.
And I would put Mark
Now,
Andrews at fourth myself, but
okay, exactly. So there's not a huge gap between fourth and the number one. But we can both collectively agree, and I think the majority of football fans, NFL fans, not just Chiefs fans, would agree that there is a marginal difference between Mark Andrews and Travis Kelsey, right?
sure.
So I mean, to Kittle's point, I mean, yeah, Travis Kelsey might be underpaid. Travis Kelsey's also older than Rob Gronkowski, which a lot of people don't know. They're either the same age or Kelsey's older, which a lot of people
Yep.
don't know. And look at how Kelsey's longevity has played out compared to Rob Gronkowski's. So, and again, with a catch-22, man. I mean, you could argue that that's a reason for that's the reason for the pay is that yeah, he's older. Yeah, he's slowed down. Yeah, he's not taking as big of a load as what he has in the past. Um, and then on the other side of that, you could say that he's still, even at Gronk's age, has surpassed Gronk and
Yeah,
is getting is doing more for is still doing more out on the field than Gronk is doing. So should be getting paid Gronk money because Gronk was getting paid really good money, right?
sure.
In
Yeah,
fact,
absolutely.
I mean, if we look it up here, let me be the stat guy here for a second. Let's look at
Hmm.
Rob Gronkowski's last contract that he signed.
All right, while you're doing that, Noah says in the tight end world, he's not underpaid. And the Kelsey is a different breed, and sort of a wide receiver world, he's underpaid. And I kind of agree to that. And so, like, Debo Samuel is trying to exploit that, like that crossbreed. He's like, hey, I'm worth more because I'm a crossbreed. I do the running back wide receiver thing. But it doesn't really work like that, man. If you're listed as a wide receiver, you get a wide receiver pay. If you're listed as a tight end, you get tight end pay. That's how like NFL owners and general managers they work the salary caps with these numbers signed. Greg from Ultimate Sports Talk says, you guys are talking a lot. All I'm hearing in my head is the Browns suck.
Browns suck.
100%. I mean, that's the subliminal message we've got playing.
So, according to SportTrack.com, Rob Gronkowski's last contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was a 1-year, $8 million contract with a $6.25 million signing bonus. So, and the total guaranteed was the $8 million. So, we're looking at about $14 million per year. For Gronk to come in and play 1 year. Yep, for that 1 year, for him to come in and catch a few touchdown passes from Tom Brady. So,
yeah,
I mean,
maybe Kelsey is a little underpaid. Maybe we got a little bit of a homegrown discount. With them, he's at the back end of his career, and he spent his entire career here. Maybe he just wants to stay at Kansas City. But whatever the reason is, he did sign an extension. I believe it was last year, and he was happy with it when he signed that.
Yeah.
So is he underpaid? Yeah, maybe. But I don't think this is going to be like a Tyreek Hill issue where he's going to end up leaving Kansas City because he wants to go make a bunch of money elsewhere. I don't see that happening.
No.
I think Kelsey will be here. Let me ask you this, though. Out of money, we were talking about, Travis Kelce has surpassed Rob Gronkowski, and I 100% agree that. You think production-wise, you think that Kelce has surpassed Tony Gonzalez? Is Kelce the greatest tight ever play for Kansas City?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Man, I love me some Tony Gonzalez.
Yep.
I just
and
if
you'd have asked me this question, 6 years ago, I'd have probably said Kelce. But because I was very angry and very bitter with Tony.
Yeah.
And now there was no reason to be. I mean, it's not like Tony demanded to be traded. It's not like Tony worked with the front office of Kansas City. He worked with Pioli, Scott Pioli, and Clark Hunt. He said, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what if this is not in the cards, then let me know. And they said okay. So they elected to trade Tony. And then I was also very bitter towards Tony because
I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too, buddy.
I was also very bitter towards Tony because during the Peyton Manning and Denver Bronco years, Tony was constantly picking Peyton Manning and picking the Broncos to beat Kansas City, and it always left a bad taste in my mouth. And the fact of the matter is that they're both great tight ends. By the end of Travis Kelce's career, could Travis Kelce be the greatest tight end in Kansas City Chiefs history? Absolutely. But right now, Right now, Tony Gonzalez still deserves his credit. And,
Um,
you know,
I think I got to go on the other side of the belt on this one. Um, I really do think Kelsey is the greatest tight end that has ever played in Kansas City. I don't want to take anything away from Tony Gonzalez. I love Tony Gonzalez. He's a phenomenal man outside of football. He does good things in the community. He was phenomenal while he was here in Kansas City. And even when he went to Atlanta, he said some things that kind of angered a lot of Chiefs fans off, kind of struck some nerves. I was mad at
yeah,
him for a long time, and it did, just like you. But but that doesn't tarnish my thinking about what he did when he was here. Now, Tony set the groundwork for what Travis Kelsey does.
absolutely.
Tony Gonzalez changed the game when it came to tight ends,
Yep.
and made people realize that tight ends can be that legitimate receiving threat as well. And so,
I agree.
like if it wasn't for Tony, there's no Travis Kelsey.
Yep.
So I gotta give Gonzo his due there. But I think production wise and whatnot, Travis Kelsey has just been way more prolific than Tony Gonzalez. Let's see what
I
he says
agree.
here.
Look at the number. Gonzo crushes Kelsey in yards. Gronk crushed Kelsey in touchdowns. Kelsey is an all-time great, just not the greatest yet. Yet.
Yeah.
2026, my friend. That's a long ways out. And you still got to remember that Gronk was able to do what Gronk did because of who was throwing Gronk the ball. And you can disagree with that. That's fine. I'll argue that until I'm blue in the face. Gronk even knows that because we've all heard the story of Gronk. Gronk telling there's a video clip, you can YouTube it, you can Facebook it, whatever, where Gronk was talking with some panelists on an NFL like morning show, and he told them that he was going to get traded from New England to Detroit.
Uh-huh.
And he told him, he said, "Well, you can't trade me. I just retired." And because Gronk knew, like, Gronk's not gonna go to Detroit or go to San Francisco or go to Denver or
And
wherever
tarnish his
else.
legacy.
Exactly. He's not going to be able, he wasn't going to be able to do what he did. He excelled in New England's offense with one of the greatest football players of all time in Tom Brady.
Yep.
I mean, not taking anything away from Gronk. Gronk is still a great tight end. He's still one of the greatest tight ends. But at the end, it's like the argument with Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. Um, is Joe Montana is Jerry Rice one of the greatest wide receivers of all time without Joe Montana?
Right. Well,
I mean, that's a
and the argument also comes up with Mahomes. Would
yeah.
Mahomes been as good as what he is right now if he wouldn't have came into a perfect situation?
My argument for
because
that
I mean,
My argument for that is 25% of Mahomes' career touchdowns are Kelsey and Tyreek Hill. I understand that's a lot. That's a quarter of his touchdowns. But look at the
mhm.
touchdowns that he's made to the likes of Demarcus Robinson, Greg Dieter, Albert Wilson. All these. Uh, my guy
Yeah,
McCole Hardman. All the guys that Patrick
Bengal.
Mahomes. Yeah, don't all the guys that Patrick Mahomes has made look good. So like I said, it's all subjective, and I understand, but I believe I don't believe right now I could say that Travis Kelsey is greater than Tony Gonzalez. I think at the end of his career, I think that there is as long as him and Mahomes stay together, and he continues to be a pivotal part to this offense. I think by the time Travis Kelce leaves and retires, I think that there is a huge, huge, huge chance he takes over as the greatest tight end in all of Kansas City.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a legitimate argument right now. Well, I wouldn't say right now, but by the time he ends his career, he could legitimately be the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
You know, numbers. Noah was saying, look at the numbers. Oh, sorry. You know, look at the numbers. Gonzo crushes Kelce in yards. Gronk crushes Kelce in TDs. You know, and that's true. But numbers are only half the story. You
Of
know,
course. Of course.
he is crucial to this team, and then not just that, but it's consistency. You
Yeah.
know, he's done it year after year after year after year after year. You know, and there's no dip in his production, and you know, he's not wavering any. You know, he's I don't know. I think he's the best that we've ever seen here in Kansas City.
I understand. I understand exactly where you're coming from, and I mostly agree with it. The only thing I'll say is that you don't have to look at numbers, but there's not one motherfucker in Canton, Ohio, that's got a bust that was just consistent and didn't have the numbers to back it up.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you look at the numbers and you see Kelce as a top receiver in the league, not just tight end, but receiver altogether, year after year after year, and that's what I'm talking about is consistently elite.
Yep,
You know,
absolutely.
not just consistent. You're right, but consistently elite.
Yep,
And so when
yep.
you achieve that, I mean, you're changing the game.
Yeah. So Starcade Sports says, I don't disagree that Gronk was helped by Brady, but can't play that game. Dwayne Bowe could have been thought of so differently if he had a QB. Lots of players have that story. Yeah. I've always been on the fence about Dwayne Bowe. The 2010 season, Dwayne Bowe led the league in touchdown passes, and he was one or two touchdowns behind Arian Foster overall. Um,
Mhm.
you know, and then there was a few games where Bo really disappointed me as a player, and so I have a very strong love hate relationship with Dwayne Bowe. So
Yeah, yeah. You know, what year was it that we went all season long without a touchdown to a wide receiver?
I think it was Alex. It was either Alex Smith's first year or his second year. It was 2013 or 2014.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dwayne Bowe was on that team, wasn't he?
He definitely was. So
Yeah. So I mean, he's not that good
my
if we
how
can go all year and you
my
don't
how
have a
the
single touchdown.
my how the mighty had fallen, but that was towards the back end of his career. Uh, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, that was disgusting, disgusting. And then we got to like week 14, week 15 of that season, and I just knew we kept hearing all this talk about how it would be history. It's history in the making, and all this and that. Man, and I just knew we weren't getting a touchdown. You know, we were about to be on the wrong side of history with that one.
speaking
So
of speaking of the wrong side of history, you know, I one of the things that I do dislike is we are on the back end of this show, and I really would have liked a lot of people to engage in this game and play along with this game. Because this is how you're going to earn entries into the giveaway for the 8x10s. But
uh-huh.
you know what they say, James. You win some, you lose some, but you
That's right.
live. You live
To
to
fight
fight another
another
day.
day.
Yep. You think you a
That's
man with
right.
that gun in your hands,
Hey.
don't you, boy?
Yeah, you know what? I'm telling you, we're at an hour and 10 minutes into it. I think we might just hold off on the game and save it for next week.
You think so?
Yeah, look, Noah's in here. He automatically get an entry. He's been participating with us the whole night. And other than that, whoever else is in here, who is it? Greg from Ultimate Sports. He get an entry.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So free entries for tonight.
There you go. So
Other than that,
just to break it down, we do a game called Guess the Chiefs Player, where I give James some facts about players, and I made it. I think I made it fairly hard this week. The last time we played, I kind of made it a little bit of powder puff for you,
yeah.
but this week I was coming with the heat. And then we've got a new game. We got a new game we're going to debut for you. So I agree, James. I think we should do it next week, and we'll go from there. So I'll keep this in the back pocket, and we'll throw it out next week.
We'll just save it for next week, and next week we're like he was saying, we're going to do a name, start, bench, and cut game. We'll put 3 players out there, all the same position group, and you'll start one, you'll bench one, you'll cut one, and all you have to do is play along with us, and you can earn entries into the drawing. That is 100% not a scam. I've got it right here. We're giving it away. Rashad Fitton,
That guy,
Tyreek Hill, 100% not a scam. What did he say?
I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna find that guy's comment, and I'm gonna crop that so we can roast that guy on. Yeah. I never had a question about Dwayne. He was a stud and had jack shit at QB.
Who did he have? He had Brody Croyle. He had Damon Heward.
Brody Croyle, Matt Castle. Who Tyler Thigpen, or no, not Tyler Thigpen, Tyler Palco, that idiot that Todd Haley had starting when Castle was out for a few games. It was Tyler Palco.
And then Matt Castle. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Alex Smith. I'll tell you what. Yeah. The front office, it was Scott, or it wasn't Scott Pioli. It was Andy Reid and John Dorsey. When they first came in, there was 2 choices. We were on a contract year for Brandon Albert and Dwayne Bowe, and we had an option to franchise tag one and sign the other one. Well, they chose Dwayne Bowe, and I was not happy. Like I said, at the back end of Dwayne Bowe's tenure in Kansas City, I was not a Dwayne Bowe fan. I was, like I said, I had a very love-hate relationship with Dwayne Bowe, and at this time, it was very much hate. And there is the infamous comeback by the Colts from 2013, and one of the last plays of that game, I remember Alex Smith threw a bomb, and Dwayne Bowe caught the ball out of bounds, and I was very critical. Like I said, it's all subjective. You could go back and watch it and be like, you might be wrong there, Chase. But I believed that if you were getting paid $55 million, which was a big contract at the time for a wide receiver, you got to remember this was 2013, 2014-ish. $55 million, and you couldn't put your feet in bounds to secure your team a win. Because if he'd have put his feet in bounds, then we could have kicked a field goal, won. And the epic meltdown of the Chiefs against the Colts would have never have been talked about again. I wouldn't have had to have heard about it for 8 years.
Mhm.
You know, that was always my.
I haven't even read the whole comic yet.
I didn't either. I just saw in big bold letters. Yeah, well, I hate you.
Let's see. He says, "Yeah, they've covered Chase up. I'll bring it back." Yeah, well, I hate you. How does that feel, Chase? You mean the underground trash throw Alex threw? Wayne had to stop, contort his body, turn around, and try to catch the ball. Then tried to stay in bounds with the corner draped on his back.
For $55 million? Absolutely.
Yep, that's the one he's
Absolutely.
talking about. Yep.
I'll tell you what, though.
Sorry, I'm passionate about this.
So,
Yeah,
let's talk greatest catches of all time, because this is, Dwayne Bowe has arguably one of the greatest catches as a Kansas City Chiefs player, and it was the 2012 season that, or it was like the 2011 season. It was the season that Peyton Manning sat out all year with the broken neck.
Yeah.
And yeah, there it is. Noah already knew what I was going to before I even. Let's see if we can. I like doing this. I like doing this on the I-70 hot tag. So let me see if I can do this here. Let's go to YouTube.
See if you can find it.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That was Jackie Battle's coming out party in that game. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Man, we got it up there. Yeah, we got it up there.
Yeah, boy.
All right, let's put us down there. And boom. Check this bad boy out.
Lacy defends. Oh, he got the ball. The flag went down. It'll be on Lacy, and that is as good a touchdown reception as you will see. What a catch by Pro Bowler Dwayne Bowe.
And watch Lacy coming right in your living room.
27,
He's right in the chest of Dwayne Bowe. Bowe pulls off a juggling act. You will not see a better play made
That
at
is
your local
amazing.
circus.
That was quite the.
You're not gonna find much better of a catch than that.
No. Well, it depends. I've got a couple others, because this is thinking of that catch. Barry Richardson. Yeah. I feel you on that one. All right. Let's so here's another.
In his chest drop.
Nowhere close to him. That's why he caught it in his chest. Drop. Yeah. God knows. So here, wish I didn't hear that, but I just heard that. So, like I said, the Dwayne Bowe juggling catch made me think of some of the greatest catches in Chiefs history. And these are ones right around the same time. You wouldn't really think of these ones. Here is definitely my close number 2 for this. This was week 3, maybe week 4 of the 2010 season. against the San Francisco 49ers. We'll bring this one up. Where are we at? Where's theater mode at? Come on now. Can I go full screen? Let's go full screen. Let's see what happens. Yep. All right. Let's bring the bad boy back in here. All right.
I'm the best, that's why I'm feeling myself. Competition I be giving.
Ooh, that's a bad catch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
That was
when
Tony-
we all thought that Tony Moeaki was the next Gonzalez.
Yep. God, look at that thing. Goes up and gets it, brings it down.
Oh my
Great.
God, I remember
Great.
that.
Yeah, great catch. Great catch. Now the next one, right around the same time, there was some promising young talent on that 2010 to 2012 Chiefs team. Say what you will. Obviously, the records, the playoff losses, all that good stuff doesn't, it sucks. But there was some promising talent on those teams. So.
Monday Night Football, Raiders go back to Andre Rison in the back of the end zone.
Spider-Man. I like it. Here we go. This play right here didn't even count, which was a goddamn shame. So I'll bring this up. This is Matt Castle. Look at that. That's Tommy Jones. That's Tommy Jones right there, staring into the camera right behind Matt Castle. Tommy Jones. So.
City. Castle on the play action. Going up top. And that, what a catch. What a grab by the rookie, Jonathan Baldwin. Caught it up against the back of the safety, Brian Dawkins. To the original line of scrimmage, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, Brian Dawkins, no question, he's
That
and then come to find out that was going to be the greatest moment of that man's career.
Well, not come to find out, it never it didn't count.
Yeah, for sure.
It was called back for offensive holding. Yeah, I like John. Too bad he sucked. Yeah, a lot of high hopes for John. That was obviously a Todd Haley pick. Todd Haley was a big he was a wide receivers. He started out in the league as a wide receivers coach. He's coached some great wide receivers like Steve Breston, Larry Fitzgerald when he was on Arizona. So that was Todd Haley's pick. Todd Haley wanted Jonathan Baldwin. He was a big, lengthy receiver. Thought he would transition into the pros very well. Speaking of Tommy Jones, Tommy Jones had to rough his ass up a little bit in the locker room because the rookie got a little bit too big for his britches. And then
I'm telling
and then also Jonathan Baldwin broke his hand. So
all wide receivers are my thing, bro. I was so disappointed when we drafted Sky Moore. Like, I'm excited about Sky Moore, but it was not the wide receiver, at least the type of wide receiver that I thought we needed. I know we got MVS. He's big, tall, fat, big, whatever. I wanted a big old Megatron. I wanted a big Jameson Williams. Would have been a perfect fit. That's why I hate Andy Reid's philosophy on tiny wide receivers. Yeah, 100%. Man, like a DK Metcalf, it would have been great. I would have loved to see the trade of Sky Moore's been kind of compared to the comps I've heard has mostly been to like Julian Edelman, and if we could get a Julian Edelman out of him, that's great and fine and dandy. But we need a possession receiver, one to go up and get the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Chiefs have had a few guys that have been compared to a Wes Welker, Julian Edelman type. So,
Yeah,
I'll believe it when I see it. So,
yeah.
And, wanted to, like I said, wanted to take some time. Kind of took a left turn there when we're not doing the game this week. We're going to save the game for next week. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
He brought up Dwayne Bowe. We brought up the Dwayne Bowe circus catch. So I thought, let's take a look at some amazing catches from around that time when Bowe had his catch. So
yeah, 100%. No, it was that was fun, man. Like that Tony Moeaki catch. Man, I had forgotten all about it.
Yep.
He just snags that motherfucker out there.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I remember seeing that live, well not live, but like on TV live, as it happened, and going, oh, there's our replacement right there. I'm starting the Dwayne Bowe fan club, and Chase is president against this. Oh man.
Great.
Great. All right, guys.
I'm gonna have to go through and delete some old tweets then.
All right, man. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and cut it off there. If you're still with us or if you're catching this later on in the show, you like the content, you like the show, you want to support us, it's real simple. Don't cost anything. All you have to do is follow us at all of our social media outlets. You can find me at Jaymes Howell 1. You can find Chase at CR Media 1988. We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. What else? Twitch. What else? I mean, just about anything.
We got a bunch of ventures going on. For those that don't know, CR Media is under the umbrella of Jaymes Howell Sports, Legendary Media and Entertainment, but mainly that Jaymes Howell Sports thing. He'll be making and sending out 82 stickers to his fans. So, for those that like football, we'll be here every Tuesday night. Unless we specifically state otherwise, we usually give quite a few hours notice when we need to reschedule or need to postpone a show for a week. But we're here every Tuesday, guys, talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, talking about the NFL landscape overall, talking about popular stuff, getting harassed by Starcade Sports.
Oh man.
But
I feel like with the Browns' upcoming season, I'm going to hate NFL football this year. Hey man, the Browns might be. I don't know how Deshaun Watson's going to work out.
I have a bold prediction I got a bold prediction for you. Deshaun Watson won't play it down for the Cleveland Browns. In fact, I've got an even bolder prediction. Deshaun Watson won't play another down in the National Football League.
I was really shocked that Cleveland, went ahead and acquired Deshaun Watson. I did a show with I think it was called South Broad Street or Broad Street South or something. It's this podcast out in Philadelphia. And we were talking about Deshaun Watson there. And this was my take on it. I said, I wouldn't touch Deshaun Watson with a 10-foot fucking pole. Because of the fact that not only do you have all these legal issues going on that are going to take some time to play out, but the NFL is not going to react or hand any disciplinary actions down until those legal issues play out. So once that happens, we just still don't know what's going to happen with the NFL. They might slap him on the commissioner's exempt list, have a suspension, big fine. We don't know. So you might be right. You might be onto something there. Because we don't know.
There's still a criminal investigation that's got to go on. There's like I said, this thing ain't over. I'm confused. I'm not really sure what he's implying.
He said, "What are you gonna do to him to make that bold prediction correct, Chase?"
Nothing. Nothing. He did it all on his own. So
he said, "Are you gonna go take his fucking knees out or what?"
he did it all on his own. So
yeah.
You ever get massage from Chinese girl before? No, but I heard it was the bomb. Anyways, closing out.
Yeah.
Closing out, like I said, CR Media under the umbrella of Jaymes Howell Sports. Every Tuesday night we're talking Kansas City Chiefs. We're sprinkling in a little bit of NFL football for you. On Wednesday nights, you guys can catch me if you're a professional wrestling fan. We do the AE Dynamite post show. About 15 minutes after Dynamite, we go live, talk about what we liked, talk about what we didn't like. I stole ideas from James from this show. I like to get the crowd involved, like to get the viewers involved. We just chit chat, shoot the stuff, talk about what you like, what you didn't like. On Thursdays, since you're such a big Kansas City fan, since you're here with us talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, why don't you come talk about Kansas City professional wrestling with us? On Thursday, on the I-70 hot tag with my friend Josh Elliott, under the Jaymes Howell Sports name, what we do is we talk about Kansas and Missouri independent professional wrestling, and we've got a very special guest, Michael Strider, who has been in the Central States wrestling for decades, who is now booking Central States wrestling. Super fun. Definitely come out and check it out. Jags do suck. Fuck the Jaguars. Wish Josh Elliott was here to hear that, but he's probably putting babies to sleep, and that's all right. But yes, Jags suck. And then, like I said, sometimes James and I will do stuff outside of Jaymes Howell's Chiefs talk. We have done an actual Chiefs game coverage before. We've talked about doing draft coverage before. So definitely stay tuned to Jaymes Howell's Chiefs talk on Facebook, Starcade Sports, all that good stuff to find out, what kind of stuff you can expect from them, from us. And don't forget to follow all the social medias, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitch, all that good stuff. So.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of cool things planned. We're going to do, like I mentioned earlier, we're giving a bunch of stuff away. We got the Rashad Fenton 8x10, the Tyreek Hill 8x10, 100% not a scam. So we're giving that away. All you have to do is just, here, let me throw these up here so you see them a little bit better. Rashad Fenton, Tyreek Hill. All you have to do is participate, play in these games that we do. We like to play trivia games and a bench, place, bench, cut game, just different little games and interact with you guys. Have a good time. We're gonna do some fantasy football when it comes back around. We're gonna have a couple fantasy football leagues for people to join up on. Bold prediction: Ronald Jones over 1,000 yards this year. I don't know. I mean, I can see it. But I just don't know. We'll have to see, like, what Clyde looks like. If Clyde comes out in training camp, just slow and indecisive and, like, just he's just not the guy anymore. I don't think that this staff has given up on Clyde yet. So it's really his job to lose.
Absolutely.
And if Clyde is still productive, Ronald Jones will have touches. to get to 1,000. I'd love to see it. Not bold prediction. Ronald Jones over 4 fumbles this year. Heard that. 12 TDs. Better come down with that. The thing about it is this offensive line is so good, and now I think we have a potential final piece in the right tackle, Darian Kennard. So between him and Lucas Nyang, that is one of those guys I think is going to complete that offensive line. I don't think it matters who's running the ball behind this offensive line. I don't think it matters if it's going to be Clyde or Ronald Jones or Derek Gore. They're all going to be productive.
12 touchdowns, 12 yards. That better.
McCole Hardman still can't run anything but a 9 round.
Well, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we put out a post tomorrow for Jaymes Howell Chiefs Talk fans to give us their bold predictions, and then we'll do that for a segment tomorrow, and we'll either praise them or we'll shit on them. If you're me, you'll probably shit on them, but that's all right. I have some pretty crappy bold predictions too, guys. So I think that's a great idea.
Hey, I think you can whip us up a graphic for that, huh?
I think I can whip something up. Yeah, absolutely. All I have is not bold predictions. I'm being discriminated against.
Oh, man. Hey, appreciate you guys tuning in with us tonight. It's been a blast. Damn, I'm getting shit on. Yeah, we're gonna call
it. Depends.
We're gonna call you Johnny. We're gonna call you Johnny Depp's bed because you're getting shit on.
So yeah, we'll make something up. Let you guys know. Give us your bold predictions, and we'll like I said, we'll talk about them on the show. Won't necessarily shit on them, Like I said, we'll kind of go through them and kind of just another way to get you guys involved. Don't forget we've got those 2 fun games to play next week, and more Chiefs football and more NFL in general. So great stuff, guys. You made me miss the first half of the NBL playoffs, so you're on my shit list. See you next week. Absolutely. We'll see you. We'll see you then, Noah. So,
hey guys, go check out Super Draft Pro. Even if you don't hit the subscriptions. I mean, if you don't do the subscription, don't help me out anyways. But just go check it out. See if you like it. See if it's something you might be interested in. And look, for $20 a month, you're not going to get much better value than that if that's something that you're really into. Go check out Super Draft Pro. It's a ton of fun. And where all of our fantasy tournaments and stuff is going to be at, and we'll be able to run a couple tournaments. Go check it out. I would strongly encourage it. Chase, are you ready? I'm ready. If you
as
are.
Always. Yep.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Make sure you go follow. Yeah, and as always, stay legendary, my friends.
Legendary, my friends.
I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back.